Adam Carolla, comedian, host of the Adam Carolla Show, hugely popular, one of the most popular, if not the most popular, podcasts, I'm just going to say, in the galaxy. Okay? He's the host of a new Spike TV show, and I love the title, To Catch a Contractor. Remember that To Catch a Predator show? Hi, what are you using that lube for? Remember that? And the new film he's out hitting the pavement for, Rode Hard, and we're going to play a clip from that. And he's my colleague on Podcast One, Adam Carolla, and we love watching him on The Factor with Bill as well. Adam, how are you, man? Good to talk to you.
Good, Laura. Thanks for having me.
It's good to talk to you. So before we get into your movie and all your exploits, I want to know about, you were on food stamps once, and first of all, tell us about it. Was it called food stamps or was it called SNAP?
It was definitely food stamps back then, and it had a nice, healthy, negative connotation, which, things came with a sprinkling of shame back then, so you'd kind of want to get away from it as fast as you could because you weren't a hero for accepting it. My mom is kind of an example. I always use sort of rent control as the metaphor for this, which is I know guys who are like, and we all know people who live, especially in like Manhattan, but in Santa Monica too. They go, I got an apartment, man, and I can see the ocean from where I'm living, okay? And it's right off of Ocean Drive, and I'm paying $649 a month. And this thing would be, if I moved out, the next guy'd pay $2,000, $2,500. I can't go anywhere. Well, guess what? You never buy a house. You end up renting an apartment that's been subsidized your whole life, and who's the joke on at the end of the day? You've lost your motivation. I said to my mom once, just as a naive 9-year-old, I couldn't get it. We didn't have a good car. We didn't have a good house. We didn't have good anything. I said, why don't you just get a job, and then we can have this stuff? And she said, if I get a job, I'll lose my welfare, which is the worst message you can send to a 9-year-old. But I got it. Like, she was like, I'm getting just enough to get by, and that'll put me in a constant holding pattern like rent control and so many of these other programs, and I'll just take this to the grave.
Yeah, well, it's sad. It's sad about it, right? It's sad today to see that 15% of Americans are on these, now we call it SNAP. It has such a nice ring to it, Snap, Crackle, Pop. So we have 15. I hate that. They should call it food stamps, and you shouldn't be able to buy Coca-Cola or energy drinks or all these other products that, frankly, when I was a kid, we didn't have the money to buy any of them. We didn't even buy like Captain Crunch was too expensive for us. We always had the store brand cereal. We didn't have any of that stuff.
You know what we should do, Laura?
Yeah.
We should do it like iTunes will do like a celebrity playlist.
Yeah.
We should do like a taxpayer's shopping list, where today taxpayer Adam Carolla says you can buy nothing but bouillon cubes, beans, and wheat germ.
Yeah, that's all you get. You get the
no Fresca, no dog food.
Well, no, you can only the idea that you could buy non-store brand, you just have to buy the store brand of everything. But now, apparently you use the card and you get cash back, and then you go out and get your 16 ounces.
Here's the sad dynamic. We like to sort of, for better or for worse, we blame the individual. We go, that person should have more character and more intestinal fortitude. The reality is people take what they're given and will take what they can get away with. I've been yelling about this on my podcast for a million years. Remember when service dogs, you'd see one every 3 years, and he'd be pulling a blind guy across the street? Mm-hmm. And then we decided, hey, if you want a service dog, get a note from your doctor that says you have anxiety, and then you can bring your dog on the plane. Well, all of a sudden, all of these people that were formerly not bad people are essentially getting fake notes, breaking the law, and bringing their dogs to the restaurants, to the airport, on the airplane, everywhere. Why? The people want their dog with them, and we made it okay. See, that's the problem. The reason there's so many people with their hand out accepting this stuff is because we made it okay, and we have to not do that as a nation. as far as my mom, she was just taking what she could get. And and by the way, those people surround themselves. They're not hanging around with you and Rush. They're hanging around with other people that are on the same programs they're on. So there's no judging going on. We're crippling these people. I said this on O'Reilly. There's, 47 million people, getting some sort of food subsidy. Stop it tomorrow. How many of them would die of malnutrition? Stop it tomorrow.
Well, we actually have a soundbite I'm going to play for you from this guy from the Center for American Progress. He was being interviewed by one of the reporters on this special. And they make it their life's work, in part, at the Center for American Progress, run by Podesta, to sign as many people up for this government dependency SNAP program as possible. Now, listen to this.
We are just a hair away from large-scale hunger, malnutrition, and starvation in America. Do you really believe that? No question whatsoever.
He actually said that, Adam, just in response to what you just said.
Right. Here's the thing. I live in California. I watch television. The commercial I see is one for SNAP. It's, the first commercial they show is, advertising for come and get your food. The next commercial is a PSA on obesity, childhood diabetes, and how fat our kids are getting. So when I went to grade school, there was one fat kid in my class, and it's because he had a thyroid problem. You go to Disneyland today, you see nothing but little tubby lardos waddling around 9, 10, 11 years old. So how is it we're having a problem with hunger and obesity simultaneously?
Oh,
that's the question I have.
Yeah, well, Adam, how about the those carts that everybody drives at Disney World? Now it used to be that you could drive in those carts either at the airport or on occasion at a public place, an attraction like Disney World, if you were truly disabled. Now it's just for people who are severely overweight, and there's a lot of them. I mean, those little roundabout carts, those things are dangerous too. You get behind the wheel of those, you could take out someone else's legs.
My father was taken out by a rascal, so I don't want to talk about that.
I knew I was going to say the rascal. Yeah.
But speaking of Disneyland, this is exactly my point. Somebody figured out that if you had a handicap, something, you could get to the front of the line. So people started either hiring these people or using family members or something and hopping to the front of the line, meaning whether it's taking your dog with you everywhere you go, getting on a rascal, jumping to the front of the line, getting free food, we're just going to do what they allow us to do, and that's why we can't allow them to do it.